Hello and welcome. I'm Zilla, and this is my live stream, Archeo Gaming stream, Ancient Gaming. Today I am joined by my partner Tortoise,
Hello.
who is an expert in puzzle construction. I am trained in a bunch of ancient studies stuff, mostly in Greek and Latin, but also historical linguistics, which is mainly what is up for us in this setting. So if you are new to this stream, this is a stream where I play video games and talk about their ancient studies related content. We are in part 3 of my playthrough of Chants of Sennaar. If you would like to start from the beginning, as always, you can catch all of my playthroughs on my YouTube channel, Zilla's Athenaeum. And you can follow me at any of the links at the bottom of my screen. So Chants of Sennaar is a language-based puzzle game. We appear to be a peasant of some nature, just an ordinary person in a world in which there are devotees, which are kind of like priests, and warriors who seem to be preventing them from getting into a sacred tower. It looks an awful lot like images you see of the Tower of Babel. And above that is some kind of god represented both by the sun and by the outline of a three-sided pyramid. So, thus far, we have a lovely glyphic language that is both written and spoken in some nature. We only, when people speak it, we only see the glyphs. So, no idea what the actual sounds corresponding to these are. But we have some basic understanding of how the glyphs are constructed, and then we realize that the warriors have an entirely different glyphic-based language. So I have a feeling that we have just completed the devotee language. We are just about to probably start finding the warrior language. And we have just found this lens with a note that says that the lens found God, whatever that means. And without further ado, I think we're gonna dive right in.
Can I share my theory as to the player character's origins?
Oh yes, please do.
So, on the first playthrough, you start off in what seems to be some sort of sarcophagus, and it's in this bridge over a river or something like that, and you go through a long chamber and get to the main playing area, and there were some other bricked up archways, and your bricked up archway had a hole in it. And we've seen in the Abbey a cemetery which looks like an ordinary cemetery with markers and whatnot fairly close together. And so it seems like where you came from seems like it could be a series of burial chambers, but since it's just one sarcophagus in this very long thing, it's a very special chamber. And so possibly you somehow there was also the weird electricity flash when you start, and so if you were actually an emperor reborn or something because you're in such a special burial place. And part of the game is sort of reascending, or something like that.
So, there does seem to be something to that, but
Yeah, this is
very speculative
yes.
at this time. So, do feel free to say hi if you're here in chat. Sorry for the occasional troll or bot streamer, whatever that is. I'm not very good at Twitch. I don't really know things. Apologies for that. But I have a suspicion that the lens is going to go somewhere here in the graveyard. Not that I particularly know where. Oh. Seeking God, the church will help you. This looks like the right size for our lens, but we don't appear to have an option to use it. Fascinating. Want to put the lens on a thing.
Well, there were the 4 statues / sculptures that could be rotated.
Right. But like if I hit interact here, it's just gonna turn the wheel. I thought the lens was going to be part of this object. But there's no option to use it. Always the trouble with these games. You think you have a solution figured out, and then the game tells you, oh no, it's not actually a thing you can do at all. There's just not a thing there. Well, I remember in the church we saw some symbols on little rotating gadgets. Did that read in some kind of useful fashion? I can't recall.
So if we looked at the symbols that were facing out, I forgot what order we encountered them in, but there are 4 messages: Dead Love Church, Plant Sees Garden, Warrior Opens Church, or Warrior Opens Door, God Sees Devotee.
Well, I do not know. Well, if we're seeking God, perhaps the church will help us. This lens is apparently supposed to be able to find God somehow.
And that hole was like the teleportal.
Yeah, there is a teleport room in there. This way to the church. Hello, friend.
Ah, you.
Yep, we did in fact follow the preacher to the garden. That is how we found this lens, this note. Still nothing. Oh boy. I thought I knew what I was supposed to do. This is turning into a fun start of stream.
There was also that one weird room that we had discovered almost by accident.
The weird room.
It was like the entrance to it was kind of hidden at the top of a screen. It might have been more in like the bazaar area. Like, I think maybe that
Maybe
one?
this one? Yeah. Oh yeah. That is something, for sure.
Okay. Okay, but that requires a key that is not this thing.
So we are looking for that puzzle piece symbol. But this doesn't do it.
Okay.
Alas. A good thought.
Oh, can you pet the cat that's near the mendicant?
Cat?
There's a cat a little bit down.
Oh, there is a
Ew.
kitty. Some of the cats in this game you can pet, and some you cannot.
Oh.
Oh, I can't pet this cat. I can pet my cat in real life, though. Let's have her on screen a moment. Doo-doo-doo. There she is. That's
Turns
my
out that you can
baby.
only pet that one cat.
So far,
I will be disappointed.
yeah, too true. Okay. I really do think that we should be able... Well, let's try something else. Let's try messing with these things again. So these machines we also have not really figured out.
That might be the... Is that the preacher?
I don't think so. The headdress is all wrong.
Hmm.
But if I go to the first one, there's a dialogue thing. Now that I have the whole preacher's language, I might be able to do something. I don't know. We'll find out. Oh, alas.
So wait, well, what does it say?
Oops.
You help me.
Help me, the plants are dying. I don't want the plants to die.
But it looks like there's... Ah.
It looks like what? Sorry?
Like, it looks like you're supposed to be able to enter something there, but it's...
It does, but the language isn't filled in. I just hoped that since we finished the priest's language, it would
Yeah.
be here. Alas. Well, our only hint is that this lens found God and the preacher was going to the graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
So here we are. It's the graveyard. We're looking for anything that will give us that puzzle piece symbol. Can't get this kitty either. Do like the prevalence of cats though. Also good for a desert environment. Obviously, cats were a big feature in the desert kingdoms of ancient Egypt. And still are quite prevalent all over the Mediterranean, really. So, I don't know, any suggestions, anybody?
You know, before we tried making all of the statues face inward.
We did try making all of the statues face inward.
I wonder if maybe there's some additional thing you can do once you have the lens. I don't know. But it does feel like that point and click adventures where you're just trying to find that one point to click.
And here's the real problem. We have no idea which side of this makes sense. Okay. Maybe what I'll do let's all head back to that note. See if reading it again gives us any insight. If you're watching along and you have some idea, feel free to share it. So this appeared to be the person in that first interchange. You see the headdress.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. Plants, they're dying. And again, a kitty we can't pet. The tragedy of it.
Cat tragedy.
Cat tragedy. So, here we have the preacher's room.
Is there anything else in here we can try? Like, can we get a potion? Doesn't look like it.
Doesn't look like it. I even tried, briefly, I tried talking to the guy to see if he would have, like, if he would be like, oh, the potions, they're... Okay, so I found the lens. The lens found God. Going to the cemetery, I'm going up. Signed, the preacher. But I don't know how the lens found God. We don't appear to have any other things here to interact with. Ha 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 ha. The video's frozen again. Oh man. I'm so sorry. I don't know why it does that. It literally didn't change anything. One moment. I think maybe my capture card is getting old. There we are. So, the video is frozen, so you probably did not see this note, so I'm going to go back and look at it again, just so you can see it too. Hopefully the video is back to working now.
The thing up top is a shortcut to the churchyard. I
Yeah.
guess.
I wonder if we're missing any other places, though. Let's walk around the church. Aha! There we go.
Oh. Circle.
Okay.
Okay, is it possible to rotate these?
It is now. Well, maybe. Whoa, no! Don't undo. It's not exactly clear as to what buttons to press.
So, there was only one thing which had the circle facing out, and that was warrior. Among all of the, like,
Okay.
urns. But we can't see the circle thing on any of these.
So if we assume that we are looking for that, and that we can't turn them, get semicircle, diamond. So the warrior sees. Is that
Yeah, I guess diamond is C's. Yeah, we have diamond on C's a couple. Oh, we also have it on. It's also on Abby.
Wait a second.
What?
Did these turn when I turned the things in the garden? Are these different now?
Let's see. Plant, C, garden. No, those are still the same. Go back to the first one, I guess. Dead, love,
those are the
church.
same.
Yep, those are the same.
Well, so much for that idea.
Don't mind me. How do you do, fellow devotees?
Bellhop.
Circle, diamond, semicircle. Semicircle.
Oh! I figured it out.
Ah,
The combo of buttons for this is not intuitive. Okay.
How?
Okay, there we go.
Whoa.
Well, something changed. So, God sees music? Is that instrument?
Yeah, instrument.
Huh. Okay.
Maybe you just have to restore all of these.
Maybe I do.
You had that crate coming up when you did it.
Yeah. Not to mention the music. So this is X. Do we have a proper X or is it just a cross mark?
We have both X's and cross marks.
Okay.
Creature, talk, person.
Doo-doo-doo-doo. I totally am just missing my headdress.
It's in the wash.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Cycle.
So,
Person sees devotee.
guess so. Devotee sees God.
Okay.
Dum dum dum. Oh.
Oh, that
Hello.
worked.
We have written it down in our thing. So, man looks at the devotee.
Yep.
Devotee looks at God. The preacher talks to the man. God looks at
Oh,
the
that's how
instrument.
to align the
Ha!
statues in the cemetery.
I'm going to the graveyard. I'm going up. Oh. I apparently can locate points of interest by pressing a button that I didn't know I could press. Something to note. I'm going to be doing that a lot from now on.
So the person
Person.
sees the devotee
Okay, it's gonna
all
be
the way around.
almost all the way around. Devotee
Sees God.
sees
Fine.
God.
The
Preacher sees
talks
God.
to the... No, the preacher talks to the person.
Oh, alright. God sees an instrument. There we go. That's not up, though.
No.
That is distinctly the opposite of up. But we have some kind of okay. Oh. Go that way. There isn't a that way. Onward.
And now we have maze.
Let's go right following. Broken lantern here. Do you want to explain right and left following, how mazes work?
Well, so if you have a maze that does not have any like disconnected portions in it, then if you just follow one wall, be it if you like have one hand on the wall, so to speak. Oh.
Oh no. I found the preacher. It is an ex-preacher. We don't appear to be able to do anything about that. Okay.
Well, if you just keep your hand on a wall, you will be able to traverse everything that is... Oh, I see their lantern broke and they stumbled. You'll be able to find everything that is connected, but if there are disconnected portions, you may miss them. Like, portions which are not... Like, if the wall is in more than one piece. Does that mean that the water in the entrance will go down?
Could be. So I'm following the right hand, although I'm not being terribly obvious about it, I suppose.
Yes.
Where I just turn to the right anytime that there's a right turn. And otherwise, just carry on. Well, this doesn't seem to have been a very complicated maze, so.
And now the water's gone.
And now the water's gone. There's a little grate where it flushed out. Poor preacher. He did not make it up. I appear to have come out inside the barrier of the warriors.
And voila. Wiener.
Well. Interesting. The colors have drastically changed.
Yeah.
I don't know if that means the architecture is different or if they're just trying to denote a different area.
Or if the light is different now that you're higher up.
It's kind of funny being at this distant perspective. It's a little bit hard to feel like you're really controlling a character at that distance. Oh, something's happening. Oh, we have a bunch of warriors, and their symbol appears to be God inverted and flattened. We don't know anything about their language yet.
Okay, alright, well those will show up in the dictionary.
Presumably, yes. Oh, we don't know what that is. Let's take a look at our language.
Okay, so we have several more. Alright, let me go to the section I have set up for warrior language. Boy, some of these are pretty complicated.
Yeah, I mean, clearly the first four had something, they were saying something along the lines of "you shall not pass," but whether they were saying exactly those words, I really don't know.
Yeah. That second one looks very much like person
Which,
in the first column.
this one?
Yeah.
You mean in that it is drawn with four limbs and has a long columnar head, or?
Yeah, it looks like a stick figure of a person to me. Possibly like maybe holding swords.
Hi,
or
I'm Jay
something.
Faye. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, this is a relatively new indie game. It just came out, I mean, basically right before I started it. So just a few weeks ago. This is playthrough number 3. Yeah, so 3-4 weeks ago. And it is fascinating. Learning some very limited glyphic languages here and trying to suss out what they mean.
And then
the priest
also
language looks related, but not the same at all. This warrior language, as you might notice, has no curves.
Yeah. So if you look at the left column, the 4th and 6th have very similar overall shapes. It could be similar to the like closed and open or something like that, since
Could be.
that's what the warriors were saying on the outside, and that the bottom one came when they entered.
Yeah, okay. So we can tentatively put in enter here or go. And stop, maybe. So it's not quite a language decoder in the form of Heaven's Vault. In that we're starting with no knowledge, we're getting it all from context, and B, Heaven's Vault has a lot more. You're actually trying to understand a complete language, like that's a full conlang. Heaven's Vault has almost a conlang and a half, given Ancient and Alberethian. This appears to be a much more limited symbol set. They're not, like you can see with our complete set over here for the priestly language.
About 30 symbols.
Yeah, these are it's not impossible that a language would only have 30 or so symbols and then, like, toy with them, but these symbols are not, like, key. You wouldn't normally have key as one of your base words, right? So I feel like these are very specific subset of glyphs that we're getting, and we happen to know which, like, know in the sense of, like, the gameplay, which ones will be relevant. So I wonder what will happen if I ooh, what's this? Ooh. I found
These are
a place. A shield with writing on it. I love it.
Ooh.
Oh, yay. So, shields are actually not commonly written on. They usually have more pictorial and functional decoration, unless they're meant for display. So, whoa, here we have a Rosetta Stone. A very warrior-like saying. What is Dante up to now? You're not wrong. We are climbing a tower. We're climbing a tower to find God. So bilingual texts like this, or trilingual or even more sometimes, are actually really common in the ancient world. If you ever have, like, a treaty between two nations, or a contract between two people who speak different languages, in the ancient world, very common to just write it out in both languages. So the Rosetta Stone is a particularly nice example of this that happened to give us white people the key into understanding hieratic glyphs. Yeah, another tower. The Tower of Babel, I think. I mean, it looks like depictions of the Tower of Babel. So this is a perfectly reasonable thing to have, especially for warriors who think they might be interacting with the priestly class. If the priestly class speaks this language, and the warriors speak this. So I would say that means that we can go ahead and translate. That does sort of give us a... Yeah, exactly. They would have figured out hieratic much earlier if they had listened to anybody in the area. But
it's a little bit tricky because in the bottom one, Warriors Don't Like Death had 4 glyphs because warrior was doubled to make the plural. This has 5 glyphs and none of them are doubled.
Oh.
So let's see what the bottom one says as well.
Okay.
Warriors don't like death. Death loves warriors.
I think what we're looking at actually is... I've talked a couple of times about reduplication of glyphs as one potential pluralization. The priestly language does that. It looks like our warrior language actually has a separate glyph that just means plural, if I'm understanding this correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Because we see that zigzag and then the sort of complicated Y. It's hard to describe glyphs as anyone who's ever played with cuneiform knows. So, not that button. That button.
So the one that's different between the two is the warrior.
Wario. Wah. So there's no guarantee that I know which one is warrior and which one
But
is
that
plural.
one there, though, the square that's got sort of a line going through it, that one there is the only one that's different between the two sides. So that one has to be not.
Yeah. And that makes sense. It's the same sort of idea of a cross out or something being stabbed through, which makes sense as a warrior culture that uses swords. Something stabbed through is dead. It's not. It's an X whatever. Pining for the desert dunes. Pining for the dunes. That's like the third time I've made that joke today.
So it seems like wait.
That'll either be warrior or plural.
I feel like that has a lot more. That seems more like warrior, and the sideways zigzag feels like a plural.
Yeah, I was just thinking that too as I was sort of writing that in. Stop it. Because I don't know if your reasoning for this is the same as mine, but
I think you mean plural.
yes, that is what I mean. Thank you. Because this one is so simple, and anything that gets written a lot tends to become simplified.
Mm-hmm. And the other one looks more like a drawing of something, like possibly, someone with a sword and shield or something.
Yeah. So
Going back up. Plural. Death is the... So did you have... I guess we have love and death.
yeah, so it does look like we're just based on the full sentence translation, it does look like we're still getting subject, object, verb, word order here. Or subject, verb, object is what I meant to say. Which is not necessarily a given, as we were saying. Arg, I keep doing that. I've been playing a different game that uses different buttons for things. That's my excuse. It's definitely not that I just don't understand controllers intuitively. So we think this is death. And this is... I did it again. Love.
Mm-hmm.
Now we will get all of these confirmed. MJ Faye says, one of my favorite cases of bilingual treaties is the Egyptian-Hittite treaty after the Battle of Kadesh, because the Egyptian version accidentally indicates Sauska's attendants as male instead of female, and the wife of the storm god Teshub, Hebat, is also written as male. Yeah, one of the very common issues in translation, if you've ever tried to translate things, is forms which are very close but distinct can get mistaken so easily. Now I don't know either Egyptian or Hittite, sadly. But I am familiar with this issue because of course it happens all the time. It's very, very easy. For instance, I'm taking Russian right now because I can't stop taking languages. And I'm, just early on, I'm learning the genitive, and the genitive plural has 6 different forms. And so it's very easy for me to get confused about whether something is hard or soft in the end. It's very easy to confuse whether it's masculine or neuter. And that would be an incredibly easy mistake to make. You see it all the time in people who are learning a language. That kind of mistake is very easy to make. And like, it's really common for people who are learning English as a second language, for instance, to, if their language doesn't distinguish third-person pronoun gender, which is not a given, they might say he or it for everything and everyone. Or, you know, in the inflected cases, like they might say she but him. So like it's a complicated process figuring out all those fun little details, and people have always been people. People have always learned each other's languages and struggled with them, and oh, that's an interesting way of putting things. Okay. So they're just gonna go ahead and be very direct that some things can, in fact, simply be translated, can be equivalent from one language to another, which is not a given either. Okay, so that was not, and then
Love is the...
love and death. And it looks like we were correct. The simpler glyph is the plural form. Not that we got confirmation on that completely, just, you know, it wasn't the one for warrior. So we've activated another teleport point with our magic, electric, whatever, question mark. Oh, hey.
Oh.
So now we have a warrior saying something, and we can use the priestly language to speak back. So I think we're wrong about stop. But
Yeah, I mean, we probably need more information here.
I think that this is devotees. Not this. And I think that might be enter. Where on earth are my verbs? Yep, got confirmation there. Okay.
Devotees, not
something something. That I don't know that we have.
Yeah, we don't have either of those glyphs yet.
Those warrior glyphs are new to us. But yay, confirmation that we are going from one language to another. That's good. And that we can do this once we have that language. So apparently the first translation was devotee into something other than, well, other than devotee. We don't have another language yet.
It could have been to warrior.
Could have been. Could have been.
Like, it's possible, like, if you teleport to one of the other ones from here, do you get that option?
Oh, I don't think so. There you could see on the teleport thing a very brief sort of drawing of that image of the Tower of Babel.
Well, that one still doesn't have anything.
Yeah,
but,
I meant to go with the other one. We do appear to be getting a numbering system.
Mm-hmm.
So the straight dash is 1, and then you get like a check mark for 2, and then another check for 3. Nothing
that's-
here, and it doesn't look like a warrior. I don't know
Yeah.
what that is.
So, guess we'll have still more languages.
That's exciting. I like more languages.
Will we get any that don't use English word order? That aren't just, word for word glosses of English?
Find out. Okay. I don't know what this is all about.
Uh,
It says we can interact, but then we just sort of shake our head at it, so
does the lens have anything to do with? No.
what else have we got here? Anything? Can we get up on this and cross it? I don't know what this is about. I wonder if we can take that spear. Oh. Yes, we can.
Now we are warrior.
Uh-huh. Don't mind me. I'm just a normal warrior. Just left my helmet at the shop.
I'm new. They haven't issued me,
Uh-oh. Oh! That was exciting?
I guess we don't do that. Can we crouch?
Not getting any prompts for it.
We're a warrior, so maybe you can blend in with some other. What was that?
So that was what happened. I think we have stopped wrong. Arg. I should go ahead and I think this is go. Oh. Yeah. Okay. I have.
So is there anything more on the left? We just keep going this way? Or are we stopped by something?
I wonder if we can walk this way without getting. Nope. I don't appear to be able to go any further that way now. Oh boy, this is sure something. Oh, maybe I can use the spear to lever the column. Maybe that's what this is for. Yep, yeah, that's definitely what this is for. Crunch. Not even keeping the spear. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of warriors. Wow.
So let's get that.
very different art style. Well,
Last one is plural.
aha. Apparently it was weight.
Okay.
We're doing pretty good. Would like to read that. Warrior something
Devotee.
person? Yeah, warrior something devotee. Wow. Wow, this art style is very different. Like, if you remember the look of the devotee sculptures, they were all smooth bronze curves and featureless faces with only a nose. You know, only enough to make you sure it was a face. Realistic hands. This is all angles, no surprise there. Kind of exaggerated eyes and mouths. And very, very attenuated and exaggerated arms and limbs and fingers. So it does appear I don't know. I would say that this is more abstract. To our eyes, or to my eyes at least, it looks more childish, but that's not a fair assessment, right? Like that's very you know, from the point of view of somebody who's accustomed to realistic art styles. But this does seem to be portraying the devotees as sort of stick-like and unfinished as compared to the warrior with the helmet. Lizard! Lizard friend! I know it's only decoration, but I want it. Come be my friend, little lizard. I will name you Sticky. You will be my gecko friend. You can ride in my air water sail ship.
But how will it manage to get in if you don't have a robot for it to stow away in?
True, I don't have a robot.
Oh.
Oh, we didn't... Again, we didn't actually put in our speculation of this as devotee.
So, this is, again, speculation. But so far, the verbs that we've gotten, go, wait, and love, all have rest on sort of the V shape. They have the two perpendicular diagonal lines at the bottom.
And so does this, and it should be a verb given its place in the sentence between two nouns that are clearly subject and object.
So previously we had separate, like the different meaning-carrying things were all separate elements, but it seems that these may be merged.
Yeah, and that's not uncommon even in languages with radicals like we were talking about before with the other language, where you could very clearly see like there's a line under it if it's a verb, or like a sideways L if it's a person. Like so we might also be getting a different type of radical here where it's been merged together. And you do see this again in Chinese script. What I always think of as kanji, because that's what I learned first. Which could indicate that this square and this square are actually linked. Which would actually make certain amount of sense in some philosophies. So, like to love is to bring into being in some way, and so to cross out or stab through love is to make not. Could be, just could be, and then we have this. I guess this Y shape is in common between warrior and devotee.
But they're upside down.
Yeah, I think it's actually much more straightforward than that for these.
Mm-hmm.
I think, because if you look at the sculpture here, that's exactly how these devotees are shaped, right?
Yeah.
They're praying upward, and they, with their arms raised like that, they're not even looking at the warrior, right?
Yeah.
But the warrior, the glyph warrior, if we take that Y and turn it upside down and then give it a sword, that's exactly what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So, might be related, might just be more straightforward than that.
Mm-hmm.
But this should be some kind of verb. Might mean guard, might mean stop, it might mean kill or sacrifice. I don't think so, though. So we have our choice of directions because we came from here.
Yep.
What's up here? Oh no, we came from here.
Yeah.
I thought we came from down here. That is not a place we can go. However, we can go this way as well. Oh,
Another one of these. And a lizard.
and a lizard. Hello, lizard friend. Same puzzle piece sign. Same shape. No, actually go out the door. Don't just go next to the door. Oh my. Maybe I'll save that. Go up this other side first. Huh, some kind of wheel?
Can you interact with it?
Yes. Yes, we can.
I mean, that kind of winch was in use in, like, for example, medieval Europe.
So what did that change? And presumably it changed something down here, right? Can't tell if it did. There was also a lever up there.
over?
Over here. Oh, hello. Hello. That was unexpected.
Warrior. Ooh.
Warrior, verb, noun. It looks like somebody playing an instrument. I would say that is
yeah.
guard. That verb. I feel like it has to be guard.
Okay.
Stopped it. I wonder, I'm gonna put in here because it rhymes and it amuses me. Warrior, guards, bard. I'm gonna pull it again and see what happens. Nothing.
I think you may need to. It used the.
Interesting.
Wait.
Hamster wheel myself up again. Ooh. Warrior carries the symbol on their banner. Do we think this is God?
Could be.
I feel like it's either God or honor. So let's see if this is three-sided or four. Oh, hello. We have a copy of this section. Not confirmation yet. Oh, here we get some confirmation.
So that looks like the one on the left looks like guarding, I guess. The other one is, I guess. Well, the one on top is bard. And the one on bottom is
that what they think of devotees?
protect chosen
The impure. Oh boy, those are some connotations. Those are, and look at how they're depicted with like you saw. They're just people in robes with headdresses, but here they're like demons that want. They're the impure. How we got that, I don't know. But they're kind of hungry-looking demons with upturned eyes and open mouths who want to consume the chosen, who is the source of music, it appears. They're little imps. They're little horns, little headdress horns. So that's fascinating. Wow. Wowza. Absolutely fascinating. God forbid women do anything. Well, we haven't really gotten much indication of gender. We don't know if warriors or devotees or even our character. We don't know if they're male or female or what. But, you know, the stereotypes suggest, and some of the voice acting suggests, that some, at least, of their gender is whatever is funniest for the joke. You're not wrong. Some of the voice acting suggests that there are women or something among the devotees, and there are men among the guards, but not that they are uniform. Okay. Well, we have come to a point where I think the next step is trying to you know, stealth our way through that room without a cardboard box. Thank you for the suggestion. And I think we have also come to a good stopping point for the day. So thank you very much for coming along for the ride, and I'll see you next weekend. Keep learning, friends.